Imagine standing in a place where simply breathing the air could poison you. Or walking through a city where every step outside is a gamble with your life. There are places so extreme, so dangerous, that even the bravest explorers refuse to go there. Today, we're diving deep into the worst place in the world, a location so uninhabitable that mere survival is a challenge. Whether it's because of pollution, extreme weather, or out-of-control crime, this place makes you question how anyone could live there. Stay with us until the end, because the final destination we reveal is unlike anything you've ever heard of before. The world is filled with breathtaking destinations, beaches with crystal-clear waters, towering mountains, and cities full of life. But not every place on Earth is a paradise. Some locations are so harsh that even stepping foot there could be a serious risk. But what really makes a place the absolute worst? Is it the climate, too hot, too cold, or too toxic to survive? The living conditions, poverty, pollution, or war? The crime rate, where every day is a fight for survival. Today, we'll uncover the most unlivable place on the planet, exploring the terrifying realities of life there. Places you can't even breathe. Some places are so polluted that the air itself is a slow death sentence. Take Kabwe, Zambia, one of the most toxic towns in the world. For over a century, lead mining poisoned the land, the air, and the water. Today, the soil contains lead levels 100 times higher than the safe limit, and children are born with dangerous amounts of lead in their blood. Many suffer from neurological damage, learning disabilities, and shortened life expectancy, all because of the environment they were born into. Or considered Dzerzhinsk, Russia, once the center of the Soviet Union's chemical industry. Over 300,000 tons of toxic waste were dumped into the environment, and life expectancy in some areas was reported to be as low as 47 years. The groundwater is so contaminated that it could take centuries to clean up. And then there's Dallol, Ethiopia, the hottest inhabited place on Earth. It sits in the Danakil Depression, one of the most extreme environments in the world. Daytime temperatures regularly reach 45 degrees Celsius 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and the land is covered with acid pools, sulfur geysers, and boiling springs. The air is thick with toxic fumes, making long-term survival nearly impossible. Despite these deadly conditions, people still live and work in these places. But the question is, should they? Places where law doesn't exist. Sometimes, the danger isn't the environment, it's the people. In Caracas, Venezuela, the crime rate is so high that even locals fear stepping outside after dark. Armed robberies, kidnappings, and murders are a daily reality. The country's economic collapse has only made things worse, with extreme poverty forcing many into crime just to survive. Then there's San Pedro Sula, Honduras, which has been called the murder capital of the world. Drug cartels, gang wars, and corrupt police make this one of the most dangerous cities on the planet. In Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, violent drug cartels operate openly, with thousands of homicides each year. Even journalists and government officials aren't safe, making Juarez one of the riskiest places to live or even visit. What's it like to live in these cities? Imagine constantly watching your back, avoiding certain streets, and never knowing if you'll make it home safely. In these places, fear is a part of daily life. Places where life is almost impossible. There are cities where survival isn't just difficult, it's nearly unimaginable. In Norilsk, Russia, temperatures can drop to minus 50 degrees Celsius minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit in winter. The city, built by prisoners during the Soviet era, is covered in toxic smog from nickel factories, and acid rain is a common occurrence. Despite the freezing darkness of winter, where the sun disappears for nearly 2 months, over 100,000 people call Norilsk home. Why? Because of the nickel mines that fuel the city's economy. People endure lifelong exposure to pollution, cold that can kill in minutes, and an isolation so severe that it feels like living on another planet. In Dhaka, Bangladesh, the problem isn't the cold, it's the overwhelming number of people. Over 20 million people are crammed into an area smaller than New York City. The slums are packed with families struggling to find food, clean water, and basic shelter. Air pollution is so thick that breathing in the city is equivalent to smoking several cigarettes a day. Would you rather freeze to death in Norilsk or struggle to breathe in Dhaka? Either way, these places test the limits of human endurance. The worst place on Earth. But now, it's time for the worst place in the world. It's not a polluted city. It's not a violent war zone. It's not even the hottest or coldest place on Earth. It's North Sentinel Island, a place so hostile that no outsider has ever lived to tell the tale. Located in the Indian Ocean, this island is home to the Sentinelese, an uncontacted tribe that has lived in isolation for tens of thousands of years. They reject all contact with the outside world and violently attack anyone who dares to come near. In 2006, 2 fishermen who accidentally drifted too close were killed with arrows. When a helicopter flew over the island to recover their bodies, the Sentinelese fired at it, forcing the rescue team to retreat. Even scientists and governments have declared the island off limits, not just to protect outsiders, but to protect the tribe itself. Since they have no immunity to modern diseases, even a simple cold could wipe out their entire population. So why is this the worst place in the world? Because it's one of the only places on Earth where setting foot could mean instant death. What truly makes a place the worst? So, what really makes a place the worst? Is it the extreme climate? The toxic environment? The high crime rates? Or the simple fact that no outsider has ever survived there? The answer depends on what you fear most. Would you rather suffocate in a polluted city or freeze in total darkness? Would you rather risk your life in a crime-ridden city or take your chances on an island where survival is impossible? One thing's for sure, no matter how bad your city's traffic is or how awful your weather gets, at least you're not in one of these nightmare locations. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing travel stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments, which of these places do you think is the worst? Would you dare to visit any of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts.